I've just invited Barb. Welcome. Hi. It's Tamara Grant here. Barb Reed is on her way in. Yay. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday. Wave if you're here. Say hi. And Janet, I'm going to get you on in just a few minutes as soon as I get Barb on here. Where are you, Barb? I've invited you. Hey, Melody. Hey, Julie. Hey, Lindsay. We're all here again. Nice to see you, Joy. Kyle's here. Invite again. Uh-oh. I did, Barb. Boy, we had some problems yesterday. Anybody catch our little impromptu? She's unable to join. Barb, why are you unable to join? Why? Oh, why? There you are.
I'm really here. I'm not hiding out at the pool. No, I didn't get the invitation.
Okay, so something wonky's going on because that happened yesterday too when we were practicing, right?
Yeah, am I pixelated?
No.
Oh, fly just went.
No, you're not. You look great.
Kind of look. Okay, thanks. I can't tell if I'm in focus or out of focus.
You're in focus on my screen. Ooh, maybe the glass will
That
help.
could be the reason why. I suspect that's why it is.
Everybody was waiting for you, Barb.
Were they? I apologize profusely.
Barb's
getting your haircut tomorrow, Bonnie. I'm getting my haircut. All of them, not just one. Yeah, this is actually shaggy.
Well, your hair grows fast. Do you find it grows faster in the summer?
Yeah, well, and look, it's when I start getting a mullet. That's how I know it's time. You know, get like the
little wispies.
The Pat Benatar thing is going to be starting at the back. So
it looks really great when you wear a hat and it comes out from under the.
I love that. Hat. Like me and Jason.
Just gonna say.
Why are we so obsessed with those guys?
I don't know. We're obsessed with Smartless. Any of you guys obsessed with Smartless? Jason Bateman.
Like obsessed.
Yes. We listened to all their podcasts, and I just sent Barb a message before this saying that I'd found out they had a YouTube channel. And when they first started podcasting, they used to do an after podcast live stream on Facebook where you could actually see them, not just hear them. And it was pretty fun to watch.
And I think we should go see that. I think we should go see that show because Sean recommended it.
There you go. Bonnie, it's Smartless is a podcast with 3 actors, Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes. And they started it just like we did. They copied us way back during COVID. Just to have a chat with each other because they're all good friends on Zoom each week. And then they made a podcast out of it. And then unlike us, after a year, Apple bought it from them for $32 million.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the call from Apple.
I know. How come they haven't sent us our invite to syndicate us?
Boggles the mind, frankly.
Absolutely. Hey, Kathleen. So we're just kind of here. If you saw our advertisement for today's chat, we just want to talk about where everybody's at in the summer because we're both feeling a little.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Low.
Is low the right word, or is just kind of like?
I have a lot of feelings these days. Sluggish. Yeah, I have a lot. Disenchanted. Some days hard to get motivated. Yeah. I think this happens to all of us as artists, and I don't know if there's just a collective of feeling of it in the summer when we're out doing other things and kind of lose our mojo.
I remember last summer how productive I was because this summer. You know about this summer. This summer has not been a typical summer. Oh my God, a fly just went up my nose. I'm sorry. There's some little, and it's out again.
Oh,
so
good.
If I do that again, I'm not.
Oh, we have to catch that on a screen grab after.
Oh my God. It's like in this area. It won't go away. Anyways, apologies. This could be why Apple hasn't called.
Yeah, maybe we don't swear enough. That could be it.
Ooh, maybe
They swear a
not.
lot.
Change that.
No, no, but you've had a rough summer because of Roman's
Mhm.
foot injury, so you guys have been a little,
Oh my God.
pardon the pun, hobbled and
Sur-
sidelined from
yeah.
things.
Surrounded by construction, including my most favorite space in our condo, second to my little studio nook, is our balcony, which is an extra room for 6 months out of the year, and we can't use our flippin' balcony.
Yeah.
And there are always guys hanging on a scaffold right outside our bedroom window because they're working on the envelope of the building, and they're really dragging their heels because they haven't even started ripping out the tiles yet on the balconies, and that's going to be.
And you're like, why do they have to do this during the summer? I mean, I know from a construction point of
You know
view,
why.
right?
Yeah.
But it's
And
not
my
convenient.
fear is they're not going to get to it, that they're working on the envelope of the building, and that they're going to say, we didn't quite get to the balcony, so next summer, and I will lose it. I will lose. But Roman assures me,
Yeah.
as a former board member at the building, they will get to it. So
Yeah. Well, we were supposed to go away next week, and it looks like it's going to get kiboshed now because my younger son, well, he sprained his ankle about 3 weeks ago, and he thought it was going to get better, but it's a hiking holiday. The plan was to go and hike for 4 or 5 days in the Rockies, and it's all big hikes. And he said last night, well, there's no point in going. I can't hike. What am I going to do? Just stay in the pool? And
shoot.
yeah.
This is I'm going to say it. It's a shitty summer. But
Okay.
I did pull out, just show you this. I have 3 of these, and I know that's backwards. They are 6 by 48-inch birch panels, and I'm going to pull out my box of vintage periodicals, and I'm just going to start sticking on all kinds of stuff and work on a triptych.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to shake myself out of this rut. But if anyone has advice, hop on.
We'd love to hear you. I have some things I would love to talk about too, part of the summer of the shitties.
You hear that, Apple? We do swear.
There we go. The endorsements are coming.
Shitty.
But Janet wanted to come on and talk. Janet, are you there? I see you're here. I'm going to invite you on, and you can come on and chat with us too. There were a couple of other people who requested, and we'll
awesome.
check in on them after.
So Janet is a local artist.
There she
Janet!
is.
Oh, what? Can you see me? What?
Now?
No, we can
Hello?
see your fan. There you are.
I thought I had to do something else to join, and I was trying to find my glasses. Anyway, I guess I don't need my glasses.
Glasses,
just the right thing.
Glasses smashes, yes. Oh my gosh, what have I done here? Anyway.
So,
yes.
Can I just give a little intro for you? So Janet literally lives like, what, 5 minutes away from me?
A drive, yeah. If I let it drive, probably a 20-minute walk,
20
yeah. Like
minute walk. How long a bike ride, which you did last week?
10 minutes, yeah. 2 kilometers, let's say, about 2 kilometers from here.
Yeah. And we shared a tent in the Burlington tent tour. I don't even remember when it was. It was a while ago. And,
2 years. Is it 2 years? Two summers ago? 2 Septembers?
Time is a blur. And she's a landscape painter, and she paints pleine aire, which I want to hear more about. And we had margaritas together last week.
Without me.
I know,
Well,
but I did say
you could have come,
You should
but
have FaceTimed me in.
my God, we could have FaceTimed you.
yeah.
Had we had our wits about us, but
Next time.
next time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, and
Thank you.
we're very casual, as you can see.
How's your summer going?
Yeah.
Tell us some really good things that are happening this summer.
Oh, summer's, yeah, it's good for me. The dog days aren't so good. My poor dogs have been going through, I don't know, so many health issues this year with one thing after another. But aside from that, and not getting out on the trails as much as I normally like to, we like to hike, and I like to paint scenes that I hike. But aside from that, staying at home a lot and working in my garden. I've done a lot of planting. I'm experimenting with what they call, Indigenous peoples call the Three Sisters garden, and so I'm experimenting with planting corn and climbing beans and squashes together in the
Right.
backyard, and that's turning out well
Oh,
so
good.
far. Yeah, and then just I've been really enjoying the flowers that have been coming up, and just puttering in the yard and then walking around the neighborhood and down along the beach here in Burlington, just trying to and then sitting on our veranda. We have a lovely veranda to sit out front and sip on wine or whatever, and or sitting back where it's quieter and just enjoying the shade and plants and stuff like that. The grass cutting is the thing I like the least, so the grass sometimes gets quite long, but yeah, I'm just enjoying summer that way.
Do you
Yeah.
find your art practice changes during the summer? I mean, as a plein air painter, I would think this would be like the prime time for you.
Yeah, it would be prime time if I was motivated.
Ah,
There you go.
the M word.
Yeah, and so I've been having a hard time with motivation ever since COVID, to be honest, and I'm actually finding myself more motivated this year so far than I have been in the past two. And so that's good. And I often, for the plein air painting, I joined the Burlington Fine Arts Association to get out with them, just to have people to paint with. And I haven't joined them yet since May this year, but I have done a bit of my own in the backyard. Yeah, so, and then I'm doing a bit of more studio painting, just trying to juggle. I also have a part-time job I do. And so just trying to juggle my painting practice along with that, and I'm getting a bit better at that. It's a bit of a struggle sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, no, I
Does it
enjoy the painting.
worry? Does it worry you when you're feeling unmotivated? I mean, that sense of, is it going to come back, or have you been doing this long enough that you get the cycle and you're kind of overcoming that a little
Yeah,
bit?
well, my cycles hopefully aren't as big as normal, because I had one that went from 2014 to 2016 or no 2018. I don't know, it was like 4 years off painting
Yeah.
completely. But no, it's right now. Um, Yeah, no, I'm kind of it's just wondering if I'll ever get it back, but it feels like it's coming back, to be honest. I've taken a couple of workshops over the past year now, with a local artist, Peter Chung, that I really admire his work. And it seems his techniques of what I learned from him are seeping into what I'm doing. So I'm experimenting a bit, and so my natural process is a bit interrupted, but I like where things are going, and then now I have a commission not about to start. I started it probably 2 years ago.
Oh,
Luckily, it's for a very understanding friend, and and so anyhow, that's the thing too. When I do commissions now, I used to put a date on them, and now my expected date of delivery is in due time, basically, all in good time, basically.
Mhm.
So, but I'm dedicated to getting this one done soon. I've got a prototype that I've done already. I did that a while ago, and now I've finally got the big board that I'm going to put the painting on, and I'm prepping that and getting ready to go. And I'm actually kind of excited about it, especially with the experimentation I've been doing with Peter Chung techniques, and then a couple of other workshops that I purchased online to do as well. I've been
Oh,
doing.
good.
Yeah.
So does that?
Hmm?
Do you find that invigorates you when you do a workshop like that?
Yeah, it does actually. It does. Yeah, workshops are something that help invigorate me to hop on with. Like, I find artists whose work that I admire and then try to hop onto that. I hadn't done a workshop in a long time, or any courses in years, I guess, until I hopped onto Peter Chung's workshops. Yeah.
That's a
But,
good idea. I haven't done
yeah.
one in a while either, and I've kind of gone, you go back and forth. Like sometimes you do too many, and then you don't give yourself enough time to kind of integrate the things that you
Yeah.
learn, go and practice. And then sometimes you can kind of go too long without a little bit of injection of something new too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I find the injection is really good. It sparks other things in my head when I'm just, the artist's eye out looking around or walking around. It's just like, oh, that kind of all comes back again. And yeah.
And you paint primarily in oils, right?
Currently, yes, primarily in oils, and I use water mixable oils because I'm painting in our house, and I also have bad allergies. So the water mixable easier to do without any toxic substances. And I understand you can use regular oils without the toxicity as well, but I haven't ventured to that yet
Mhm.
at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to paint in acrylics, and I just like the drying time of the oils. It takes longer, and it kind of suits the how I paint a bit better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And see, I just find anyone who paints outside, because well, you saw me with the fly. I'm not like if there's any distractions, like grass or dirt or I don't know. How do you like? I know you like to go out and do that, but you're all
Yeah.
like, how do you do that? Like, what do you
Well,
paint?
I go out first. Like if I first went out, I used to take almost my whole studio with me. It was ridiculous. I had this huge Rubbermaid container that I piled things into, and then I piled stuff on top of that, and then things in a backpack. And I had a little cart to pull along beside me or behind me, so I didn't get to go too far doing that. But then I've bought a nice kit with a backpack, and I used the my camera tripod that I'm using for this right now, and then a nice easel that goes on it, and then it's just I've got a nice backpack set now that I just still have to learn how to just take a few tubes of paint and not all of them again. But so I do that, and then just going out, I typically like to paint in a shady spot,
Yeah.
or I do have an umbrella that I try to use when I'm in a sunnier spot that attaches to my tripod as well. And then I just get into it. I just love it. I
Mhm.
just settle into the painting process. And if sometimes the heat you kind of get used to, bugs maybe not so much, but I still remember one of my first trips out with the Burlington Fine Arts Association. One of the artists, she was very kind and pointed out to me that I was sitting amongst some poison ivy. So
Ah,
I've
Oh no.
I've learned to look out for that and prepare for bugs like ticks and things. Ticks are
oh,
so bad this year.
ticks are
Oh my God,
terrible.
they're terrible. Yeah, I've had probably 3 on me so far this year.
Really?
2, yeah, yeah, and then yeah, it's not fun. So yeah, I just have to watch it for that. That makes it really unfun,
Yeah.
actually. Summer may be my least favorite
Mhm.
month for
Mhm.
doing stuff outside because of that kind of thing. But I love all seasons. But I don't paint out in all seasons. I still have yet to try winter painting, and it's some people get
That'd be tricky
out
on
there.
the hands, right? Like,
Yeah,
because
yeah. But and I do have good winter gear from when I was out taking photographs. I
mhm.
used to do a lot more photography than I am now, and using a real camera rather than my cell phone. But
Mm.
lately, I've just been using my cell phone
As
for
all of us
How,
do.
how does oil paint work in when it's cold? Because I wondered if acrylic might freeze, right?
Yeah, acrylic would freeze a bit more with the water, but I think the oils last a bit longer. Like they don't freeze as
Mhm.
much or as readily because of the oil content.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, and
Hmm.
watercolor would be tricky too, I think.
Yeah.
I would think watercolor
Warm
would be really
watercolor.
warm water.
Yeah, and
Gotta have a
then
thermos.
the pastels would probably be a good way around all of that. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I would struggle with my hands because I have Raynaud's,
Yeah.
and so
Oh,
you
oh,
decide in trying to manipulate anything for very long in not even super cold weather because I'm in Vancouver, so it doesn't get
yeah,
that cold, right? Uh,
yeah. Well, I've got some good mitts, and then you can put hand warmers in those, like mitt warmers, and then you would just paint with your fist, I suppose. But yeah, I haven't tried it yet. So,
That's
but
when I think a camera would be a good thing because you could take a whole slew of photos and then bring them back indoors and
yeah,
manipulate them and use them just as your inspiration,
yeah.
right?
One of the things I do like about plein air painting is when I like even with any painting, it's the ambience around me that makes its way into my painting. It triggers memories for me when I see certain parts of a painting, and then same as with the plein air. It's like there's one I have where I hear the rooster calling way off in the distance, and the cicadas or heat bugs, whatever you want
Yes.
to call them, like just all these different experiences that come out, and then of course you get the added benefit of having bugs and dirt in your
Yeah.
paintings as well.
Huge
Like,
benefit.
yeah,
but
I'd be like you though. I wouldn't know what to take. Like I wouldn't know what to take.
yeah,
Uh, I have
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, so that was one way the Burlington Fine Arts people helped me out because I saw what they had, and then I started also following. I think it's Plein Air magazine has stuff that I was reading up on, and yeah, so just trial and error, and looking to what others
Yeah.
do and have done in the past. Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
done it, Samara? Have you
Just once for our art shuffle event. So I did a live painting demo outside Brave Brewing when I had work there, and the downside was I was in full sun, and it was 30 degrees out, and I was using acrylic paints and mediums, and my paints were drying just as quickly as I could apply them. So, even with open paints and retarders and things, I couldn't really get the effects that I normally get because things were drying way too quickly. So the downside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're abstract painters, right? So it's not necessarily something that would suit. I don't know. Maybe we have other abstract painters on here who love to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would think that abstract painting would fit. I don't know, because often my paintings start off looking abstracty, and you could probably take it that way. But and the way you have your environment kind of seeping into yours, Barb, every time you paint, it's like the season and stuff from your windows around you seems to make its way into your paintings. So
You're kind of a plein air. You're kind of an indoor plein air painter.
I'm really close to the window. Does that count? But I have all the comfort of home here, right? So
yeah. Well, it's all painting from life, I suppose, rather than yeah.
It's hard to describe. I mean, we've tried, but it is kind of hard to describe. I'm hearing my voice twice. Are you hearing my voice twice?
Yeah, I'm getting a little feedback.
Do I have something else open?
Don't know.
I'm using
headphones. When you call into a radio show and they say, turn your radio off.
Yeah.
No, I've got headphones on, and I don't think.
Oh, it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes my headphones cause problems, and I just take them out. But we're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless somebody.
Yeah, I don't hear any. It's probably me, but I don't hear any extra voices.
I'm just hearing the voices in my head.
Oh. Marty says she hears you twice.
Yeah. I don't have anything.
Oh well.
Okay.
Sorry, Marn.
All right.
Just heard myself say that like a second later. Oh,
that's okay.
So what other methods do you guys have for revitalizing yourselves for painting again? And
we ask.
You're looking.
Ask for help.
I've been going down the jelly plate hole lately. Working on paper, trying to replicate, inexpensive materials, things that we don't feel precious about them, and there's a big learning curve going on.
I bet new paints.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the flat mat, Golden's flat mat?
I just ordered some.
But they're not arrived.
Tomorrow.
I find New Art Supplies will do wonders for me. New Art Supplies, like a new tool, that can help a lot.
Sometimes I find you just need to give into the, you don't feel like being in the studio. They're still getting an echo. Sorry, Karen.
Do you want to look around my studio, my messy studio?
Sure.
Yeah. Something to inspire or not inspire you. Let's see if I can just flip this around here.
And I'm just going to throw out a comment. I see two people who keep requesting, Danielle and Darlene. Do you guys really want to come on?
Yeah.
Because if you do,
I can give you more
comment.
People. Oops,
am I making it busy?
Okay. Plants. Oh yeah, okay. There's an old elephant painting I did. Painting, but yeah. And then that's the thing too, is I'm so not really been doing Instagram very well lately, so I still have to post this painting. This is for a fundraiser we're doing for the Bruce Trail Conservancy. And then this is the prototype I did for my commission. And then there's just another painting on the easel. And there's my setup here with where I have my paints and some paint supplies, which I put in here. And then I've organized my cookies for the cookies.
Cookie.
But and then my paint drawers, I I like to have my paints kind of organized by color, then it's easier to find them. And then I have this television screen that I use for putting my pictures on, projecting them on, and then this whole, then I've got, yeah. So there's the panel I'm working on for the commission, and then, yeah.
Lots of space.
Yeah,
lots of space, lots of mess.
mess
And then some of my drawing paintings, another one for the Bruce Trail Conservancy fundraiser. Most recent painting I still have to put onto Instagram, and then a whole bunch of other ones that I need to have a sale of some kind, but I do plan to do a fundraiser for a few other organizations besides, and that's Charlie Brown. Charlie, lazy dog. And then over here in my editing, I do science editing as well, right? So this is where I do my science editing, and this is my other girl, Wilhelmina.
Willow.
Lab dog.
Hello.
Yeah. Wilhelmina, we call her Willie for short. Oh, here comes Charlie now. She's jealous. She's got to figure out what's going on. And then another painting.
Wow. You have enough space to do a workshop in there.
Actually,
I could. Yeah, and then my stand for my, and then my messy desk for where I do my art stuff. And then, yeah, anyway, it's a big area up here. We did it when we renovated our house. We had to, the upstairs, this part, it's only 1.5 story house, and the upper story was caving in. There was no ventilation, and the ceilings were all falling down, and so we replaced it with this studio great room, we call it, and yeah, we're quite pleased.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So, yeah, hardwood floors, and with the prepping the canvas, I don't know if I have little tiny specks of white paint now I have to go and scrape off because I just get a little crazy with the brush sometimes, and I wasn't paying attention, so now I have to go and scrape the spots off the hardwood. I usually protect it, but didn't protect it enough.
That's why I have an expensive IKEA rug, which now is splattered with stuff.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of those canvas throws, for painting, for house painting and stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So these other people, maybe I should get off and make room for these other people. Are they coming on? Or?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check again. It looks like Darlene just wants to chat. Eve's signing off. She has a bad connection. Sorry, Eve. I know we are repeating.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if it's me
I
or
don't know.
not.
I've never had this happen.
No, this is a new one. There's always new ones. Danielle, did you want to come on and chat too? Just type yes in the box and then we can trade things off. Oh.
Big foam carpet, was that?
Yeah.
For your, oh, those are great idea. Big foam carpet for your back. I've seen those. Yeah, they look good. Yeah.
I've seen people use, I think, is it IKEA sells it, it looks like puzzle pieces. They're like rubber puzzle pieces, and you can, like a lot of teachers in their classrooms.
Yeah, those are great too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did we get someone who wanted to pop on?
I've got Tamara's asking. Tamara, do you want to come on and chat? Just type yes in the box, because often what happens is people get a pop-up that says, would you like to join in? And they hit yes, and they think that means they're just watching, but it actually sends a message to me that they want to pop on live with us. You want to pop on live, Tamara? I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And you can make them any size. Which one are we talking about? With the puzzle pieces? You can make any size?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah.
Home improvement
Like
stores.
Home Depot or something.
Yeah. Or Michael's.
Cool.
Yeah.
Carmichael Designs, why don't you, Carmichaelson Designs, why don't you hop on?
Otherwise, we're happy just to yak.
I know. I know. I'm trying not to talk because I'm echoing.
That's all. No, and I'm hearing you now twice and me twice.
And how about me?
No,
You're just one.
Success.
That's weird. I don't think I have another one on anywhere. Yeah, nothing. I had my other phone nearby just in case because this phone I have has no space left on it, and I thought it might be an issue.
Oh, Carmichael Designs. Yes,
All
you
right.
want one?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Why don't we swap out and we'll get Carmichael Designs on and continue our chat.
Yeah, sounds good. And then do you kick me out or do I have to?
You have to hit the X in the top right-hand corner.
Okay, or can she hop on with all of us and she says, I'll hop on and show
And
you.
I'm just worried about more
I'm
echo.
worried about
Oh,
the
okay,
echoes.
all right. Okay, all right. So okay, there's the X. So I hit the X?
Yeah.
And that just takes me out?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully I get to keep watching. If not,
Yeah,
I'll be
you
back.
can keep watching.
Okay. All right,
Thought I
thanks,
will
guys.
the echo
Hi,
stuff.
Janet, nice to meet
Popping
you.
on.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Tamara, finally.
Uh,
Okay, all right,
Oh,
bye.
let's have drinks.
Yes, we should do. We'll do that. Barb, you can come to the porch and we'll have drinks here.
Oh, we can FaceTime her. That would be fun. I'm
Yeah,
in.
okay.
Count me in.
Okay, sounds good. All right,
Thanks,
chat
Jen.
again. All
Bye.
right, bye.
Looking for Carmichael.
Let's see if it stops. It stopped.
I have
I think it might have been.
I
It's not echoing.
I have a feeling it was the headphones.
I do too.
All right.
I was losing
know
my
that.
mind a little,
Okay.
but that's okay.
Oops. Carmichael Designs declined.
Ah,
Okay.
that's okay.
Oops.
We can yak.
Then somebody else sent a request. I think people don't know what it means when they send a request, and I hate to just click on accept and have them go, whoa, I didn't want to be on. That's okay. That's all right. We can just keep chatting. We can just
So what were we? Oh yeah, we were just talking about echo gone. Thank you, Marn.
Okay. So
see, I wish Marnie would pop on. I think Marnie thinks she has to, like, I don't know what. Marnie, you should pop on because you've never. Oh, Carmichael Designs does want to come on.
I know it's Carol. I'm going to find her again. I can't find her. Am I jiggling now too? Sorry.
Jiggling?
I'm jiggling. I have to go way down. I think I have a lot of. Now I can't even find her. Carol, you just need to hit that little video button that says request to join. I think because you said no. Oh, here I go. I gotcha. Carol Ann is Carmichaelson.
Carol Ann?
I think, yes. I just invited.
Sometimes it
What
takes
happens?
I didn't see your first invitation. It's a gong show.
Oh, it's a summer gong show.
That's, you know what? It's fitting to our topic, which was the dog days of summer.
It is. It is. I tell ya, I don't know. You've been submitting, getting things into lots of shows. I've been doing a lot of submissions, and the show stuff is happening. But I gotta tell you, I'll be honest with you guys. It's really frustrating when the stuff goes into shows. It gets into juried exhibitions. Everyone says, "Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it." Blah blah blah. And then at the end of the show, you haven't sold anything. And I know,
come pick up your work.
I know that that's not the purpose of it, but it gets into your head. It gets into your head. How do you get it out of your head? Like, I have to do a lot of re-talking and re-talking and re-talking. No, no worry, Carol. It's
just indicative of this summer.
Is it?
No, I know how you feel because I had work in the small show. One piece was bought by a fellow artist. That's what's wonderful. Yeah. I've got a big piece in the Big Ideas show. Now I've noticed, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful work in that show up in Waterloo. And, obviously they're not all going to sell. But I think the core roster of artists who actually are represented by the gallery, they've got their customers hopping on to buy their pieces because their prices are so good for that particular show. You know what? It's almost just like, it's just nice to have stuff in a show, and then I expect it's going to come back.
I know. It's just some little niggling thing. And, part of me is like, I've only been selling and showing my work for a couple of years, and I've sold lots of pieces in the past, but nothing is selling really these days. And then the work that I have, these big pieces at the show, it's on all summer. I hear from people all the time how much they love it. There's a certain painting everybody wants, but nobody seems to want to buy. And then you run into people who aren't artists and they're always asking, oh, I saw your show. How did it go? Did you sell anything? What have you sold? And you're like, oh, don't ask me that question.
Don't ask. It's just nice. It's just nice to show.
Because it's not
really, but it is kind of nice to show.
It's not, yeah, see, that's the whole problem. It's like, yeah, it's nice to show, but yeah, it's nice when paintings go
better
up the
to sell.
And
what did I read? It's better to sell than exhibit.
Is that true?
It's actually better not to be exhibiting anywhere and just selling directly.
What do you mean better?
I don't know.
Whose definition of better?
I was reading some article about exhibiting and like putting stuff in local businesses and you know, these juried exhibitions, but they're saying often it doesn't translate into a sale. In fact, most of the time it doesn't translate into a sale.
Yeah.
So I guess the thinking is just market yourself directly, like just so that you're not so that you're just over and over and over again. Just keep showing up on social media, because honestly, like the pieces that mostly I've sold have been off Instagram, right? It's not like, not that I have anything in a local coffee shop, but actually, okay, so here's an example. The coffee shop we go to, like almost every day, has big, beautiful pieces by a local artist. Those pieces have been there for months. They're not going anywhere because I think, and there's a card and a price tag and everything like that. And this is an artist, you know, who's pretty well known locally, but it's like it's become part of the decor, right? And so people they think, oh, I get to see those pieces when I come for coffee. I don't need to bring them home. How do I market my art? That's $1 million question, right?
Wish we knew. We know because we get told how to do it all the time. But you know, I think teaching people how to market their art is a giant Ponzi scheme.
I think so.
You know,
open studio, yeah. And
I think there's an element of that, and to be in a place where you can do that when you have other people around. But yes, and the business through a few recessions.
Yeah.
I was listening to Lori Mirabelli did a live from Barbados, and she goes in a lot of different shows, right?
She sells like crazy.
But she was saying this year, one of the shows that I can't remember, so don't quote me, but there was a show I think she did in Toronto that she normally does really well at, and this year it wasn't good for her at all, but she did very well in the Brooklyn, the other art fair. So and she was feeling like she had spoken to other artists as well who normally do very well at some of these venues, and then this year was just not a year, and we are in a recession and people don't have money to spend necessarily, and if they do, maybe they're going and spending it on the things they couldn't do for 3 years. And I mean, we've talked about this before, but those are all things that we tell ourselves to, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? To make ourselves feel better.
I don't know. And then part of me also thinks you don't need a lot of collectors. You just need a few.
Yeah.
Who just love to collect.
Yeah.
And they go to you because you offer something different. And I really do believe in you know, different is good. Different is good.
Oh, it is. And being yourself is good, right?
Yeah. So it's not like, oh, you better change what you're doing. Because you can kind of tell when an artist does that. All of a sudden they flip the switch and they know, and they're doing something completely different, but it's, I don't want to say commercial, but maybe it's a little more commercial. You know what I mean?
A bit more marketable, maybe. They feel like it's a bit more marketable.
Yeah. And I hope that they love doing it. I hope that they just love doing it, and that they're not doing it just to sell.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, I go back and forth right now between kind of two ways of thinking of them. One is that I feel like I should just not care, and I should just keep everything that I paint, and I should create a body of work, because I have been seeing a number of local exhibition places where they're looking for solo or group exhibitions, and you need a lot of work to fill these spaces. And a couple that I didn't, that I actually regret not having applied for this summer, because now that I'm seeing the work that was accepted, and I feel that my work is on par, and I could have done that if I had more things available. So, you know, if you sell everything you make, then there's a call for a show like that, and they want 10 or 15 pieces on a fairly short timeline. number one, you don't have the pieces to submit to them, to show them that are in your studio. And then number two, now you're under the gun if you get accepted to create that body of work. So, that's one way of thinking. And then the next day I wake up and I'm going, oh, I should just have a fire sale.
Fire sale.
Slash
Whoa,
the
everything
prices.
must go.
That's what, yes. Carol says, when you aren't selling, just paint like crazy till the market opens up again. Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Can you
What is that magic date?
notify me when that happens? Message.
It's funny because I have like almost no work at home. Like my paintings are everywhere but here. And I wonder if that's part of it. Like I'm not surrounded by my pieces anymore, except for what you're seeing behind me, basically.
Yeah.
There's like nothing at home that's current. So yeah, it's like one of those, you got to paint, you got to produce stuff and not think about what it's for. You have to kind of get over that hump. Like it's not for anything. It's just for me to paint. And maybe one day, maybe or not.
And you also have to ask yourself, the question is, if I was reading about this the other day, if you never sold another painting, would you stop painting?
No.
It's not, right? You wouldn't. So that there's kind of your answer, right?
Yeah.
And I have everything, like all of my stuff. Now that I have this room beside me and I have storage space in there, the vertical storage space for the big canvases, everything's moved in there and I can just close the door on that. So all I need to see is what's on my wall, what I'm working on, which is kind of nice. So
Danielle says that's amazing part, but I know pieces. Thank you, but I know pieces will be coming back. Pieces that I drove and thinking, okay, chances are they're going to come back. I know they're going to be coming back unless somebody ends up buying something, which would be lovely. But odds are that they will come back. Also, there is no approaching.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It has to be there. And galleries are not necessarily what everybody's looking for either, because that adds a whole other level of, expense to your work. And
well, you made that, you shared that post that was on Instagram that broke down what the artist actually ended up with after, the cost of materials and the time it took them to make the painting and the 50% commission that went to the gallery and and it turned out they were painting for $5 an hour. Like,
yeah,
I could scoop ice cream cones, maybe, at the local place for more than that. So,
I would, and I know you've done this with some of your work. You have given it to people who, friends and family who just loved a piece. And, there's something to be said for that too, for something to be well loved in a place that's not yours.
And you know what? I'm a big believer too, and give away old pieces that and old for me is like a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Right.
They're not that old, but it's like, go live in somebody's house, go become part of their world. And that actually makes me super happy. It's not yes, it's great if somebody buys a piece because that helps to pay for this much of the art supplies. Not very much, but some. And it's just kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
Would you ever think about applying for like a solo show or a group show for something?
Like where? I don't even know. I don't know if we have the same opportunities. I know through our Fine Arts Association that yes, they do have shows and things like that. And I did a solo show way back when. Way back when was 2019. So again, not more, was it? It might have even been, it was 2019, I think. And I don't know if, well, maybe people do sell. I know Janet, her fundraiser, she and I think it was two other artists who, again, landscape artists, did a big fundraiser and they did really well. Mm-hmm. A big chunk of the proceeds went, I think, again, to the Bruce Trail organization. Is that right, Janet? But they actually sold a lot. So, Leslie Grove does solo shows. Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities in Vancouver and the Lower Mainland. So all of the different communities around here, Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, Port Moody, New Westminster, Burnaby, North Van, West Van, Richmond, Surrey, they all have their own local art galleries. And some of these places have more than one, and they'll have a couple of different venues, and the calls will go out and there'll be opportunities to apply to have a solo or a group exhibition. And I actually have a friend, an artist friend, Connie O'Connor. I don't think she's on here. She and I have been talking very much because our work is
Connie
complementary.
O'Connor?
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's a great handle.
Because our work is, she's an abstract painter as well, but she and I, our work is very different but very complementary. And we've been thinking, how could we sell ourselves or package ourselves to one of these calls? Because then you don't have to provide all of the work yourself, right?
Yeah,
So,
Danielle's giving good ideas too. I agree. Like a group show, an open studio type of event. I guess I just don't know enough about what's going on locally.
it's hard to find that. I mean, it's like, that it's all out there, but until you start to tap into it and to see what these local calls are, you just don't know they exist. And I've started to notice that they're actually everywhere. Like there is a call at a local library that's looking for work, and so that's an obvious place to get work out, to submit to a group show like that. I've got a bunch on my radar that now I'm just trying to decide what to send where and what the fit is, and then looking for the theme and trying to decide how to pitch the work that you have so that it fits that theme.
Brenda, you've been giving great comments too. I just want another local artist out there, which is awesome to see.
Brenda, lots of outdoor shoes. No.
She meant.
Inviting your mailing list to an open studio day is always a great way to remind your clients that you're still there. Absolutely. One of the challenges, though, is, I don't know about you, I mean, my mailing list, very few of the people on my mailing list are local. So I would say maybe 10% of the people on a small mailing list are local. So if I were to invite them, and I did invite them to my Brave opening, that's not,
I would have gone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, a lot of the people that I market to, my list, are artists, and they're artists all over the world, which is great for creating community, but not so great for local events.
No. Hey, our last minute application theory?
Yeah.
So this is the last day to apply to the Art to Life International Exhibition, where they literally get thousands. But did you hear the juror is
Anita Rogers.
Anita Rogers.
I submitted.
And I thought, I'm going to, because I said I got my, this is the last day reminder, and I thought, yeah, that fits with my new thinking.
And what do you think? 20,000 applications?
Oh, thousands. Yeah. They will get, realistically, probably around 3,500, 4,000 applications. But it's last minute, and that the odds are better. And I think I will pick 3 paintings and submit them, because I thought, well, that's cool, because we've actually been to that gallery, so yes. I can actually and I mean, it's a lovely little gallery in
and we know the kind of work that she shows.
Yeah, Mark Roscoe and Robert Socks.
Okay then.
Yeah, but what the heck? I just thought that's kind of neat that we actually know who. So you submitted. Good for you.
Yeah, and it's an easy submission because there's no artist statement, there's no CV, there's no bio. Picture, check, information, you're done. Like, it took 5 minutes to submit to that show.
That's what Bonnie wants to know, why do we say last minute is better? Okay, so.
Anecdotal, Bonnie.
Yeah, anecdotal, based not on science. And the only reason is because anytime I've submitted to a show well in advance, and I really put my heart into it, and I really think about it, and I might even make pieces just for that submission, they don't get accepted. If I do a last minute submission, something flies across my screen, oh, that sounds good, submit, I've gotten in. And it happened with the last 3 submissions I did, where I saw something fly by and I went, oh, deadline is at midnight tonight. Do I have pieces that might fit? Sure. And they got in. So this is my new thing. Last minute.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much, and then you won't get disappointed.
Yeah. Well, and I think it kind of fits with our general theory too, of paintings that we're too purposeful with are never as exciting as the ones that are on our throwaway canvas, right? So maybe it's the same sort of mentality.
Now, what I have learned, if you're submitting multiple pieces, that they should work together. That would be my one thing to keep in mind if when I'm looking through, photos of my stuff. These
That's
three need
that,
to work together.
but that's interesting because the other strategy is I'm not really sure what they want, so I'll throw spaghetti at the wall and send them 5 different things, and maybe they'll like one of them, right?
But often when you do hear juror feedback, they say that they're looking for consistency from an artist. So they're looking for, even though like your name doesn't flash up on the screen when they're looking at pieces,
Yeah.
but if they're looking, say 3 pieces together from artist A, who they don't actually know who that is, if one is like landscape and one is abstract and one is a floral, they're just going to be kind of like, oh, they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But so I do believe in that. I do believe that they kind of have to look like they are a family.
Yeah, I like Terry's comment. She did the math on how much money show that get that many submissions will make on.
Oh yeah, it's like crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, Terry. Terry, did you submit to that? The Art to Life International show?
I just think of it as if I submitted to that show, $40, that's how much it cost me to listen to the podcast and do all the freebies all year. I just paid for my years of mission to all of the freebies that they give.
And they do give so many freebies, and that's not bad. Terry's in the wrong.
I thought that too.
No, you're not. Do you know what I want, Terry? I want one of your t-shirts. I would like a t-shirt. Have you seen Terry's shirt?
No.
Or Instagram. Got like these fabulous custom t-shirts with her name and.
Well, that's interesting because Terry and Janet are going to come on in 2 weeks. We're going to see them. They're going to come on and talk to us. So maybe Terry, you wear your t-shirt that day. You can do a little promo for your t-shirts.
I want one that says Barb in like fancy script or something with like something artsy. We do actually have guests booked, don't we? That's the other thing with the dog days of summer. Like it's hard to get people to.
Yeah, but actually, so we can talk about what's coming up. So next week we were not planning on being on because I was going to be on holiday, which I probably am not now. So I don't know. You could get more rando musings next week. Hard to say.
Do we not have somebody?
No, because I was supposed to be away. July 25th.
Now I did invite an artist who I noticed popped on at the beginning of this episode, and I don't know if they're still on.
But if they are,
initials are, if they are on, I'm hoping that I can connect with them on Instagram and come next week.
Yeah, because next week we're open. We are booked the 8th, the 15th, and then I'm away again. Sorry, I get these little aways. We are booked. Our whole September is booked, including, we should tell you, the next MBR Reads is the 26th of September, and the book is The Art Thief. We've both put that up in our profile, so you've got, 8 weeks to read it. Shouldn't take that long. Good summer read. And then we're booking into October, so we kind of have to get our thinking caps on again. Hey, good for us, huh?
I know. I saw when you sent me the schedule where we're going to be live from. Are we going to do live from our destination?
We are.
Well, how much
we can
fun
talk about that.
is that? Yeah, we'll talk about that later, which is not that far off.
It's a great book. Excellent. Well, The Art Thief, it's by an author, Michael Finkel, Finkel.
I think it's based on a true story, right?
Based on a true story. I haven't read it yet. I've ordered it. It's supposed to show up tomorrow. I have all the Amazon trucks coming to my house tomorrow. Yay! And
with all your, look at this color. I mean, this is the one I held up. How gorgeous is that?
It's beautiful. I think I ordered that. And I also have art. I also have frames coming from Rustic Burl.
I gotta get you to walk me through how to do that.
I will. I got on a little thing a while ago thinking, you know what? All my small pieces, they need to be framed. Big stuff doesn't necessarily need to be framed, but I tell you, the 6x6s and 10x10s, you pop those babies into float frames and they look so much better.
So I have a question before we run out of time.
Okay.
My edges now are as important as the surface of the painting. How would you frame if your edges are like, just order something that leaves a much wider space, because I want my edges to be enjoyed. But I agree, sometimes having that frame just changes.
Well, I think on your big ones, I think the painterly edges, you just need to leave them alone.
But
But you need to
my
make,
little guys too.
yeah, and they're thick, right? Like you're using the chunky ones, you're not using the
Yeah.
slim.
Yeah, like could you do a frame that leaves
Well,
like a one?
you'd probably have to get them custom made because most of the float frames are
Yeah.
based on the size of your actual piece, and they'll
You
only,
could order. Oh
no,
no, I
you
guess you
can't
couldn't. No.
order a bigger one because it has to sit on a little ledge that's in there,
But
right?
how
So
would that look? How would that look if you had like a 1 inch?
more like what about a shadow box? So
Yeah.
shadow box frames, you could take a look at those. Michaels has them. I think Opus, you guys don't get Opus, but Michaels has them. You could just go in and have a look. And then you're putting it in something, but there's space all around it and there's space behind it. I think that the tray frames wouldn't work because again, it's only, sometimes it's like 2 or 3 millimeters. It's not that big a gap
No.
between the paint and the frame. So I often paint the edges of my little ones, you know, like turquoise or lime green or something. So you can get a hint of that on a
Yeah.
tray frame,
I love
but it's
that.
a solid color. It's not that, you know, the beautiful painterly edges that you're doing. I would,
edges.
I would look at shadow boxes
Okay.
and see if you could get something that way, because you could mount them on there, right? They have a solid background and you could mount them on there from the reverse side. You can't see my hands. You could mount them on there from the reverse side because you would just drill screw holes through the actual back of the wooden frame and into the back of your piece on your corners.
The drill word scares the heck out of me.
Oh, I can walk you through
wish you
all of that.
lived. Why don't you live here? Because then
Because then I wouldn't live here.
I know, and BC beautiful.
And you and Fiona and I, she's gonna get you to come out here. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah. Yeah, Gina, it's gorgeous. People have different approaches to how they want to do their edges for sure. And I've been loving your, you know, I call them sloppy, but not in a bad way.
They're so, the sloppier the better, and then I go in and clean them up. That keep the drippy drips and the blops, and I love that. It's so exciting.
Well, and it gives you other edges. It gives you more real estate.
Yeah. And you're seeing, you know, if you see pieces from the side or the top or the bottom, it's like a little surprise. They're like little extra paintings that you get.
I totally agree.
Anyway,
okay, guys, we blab for an hour about the dog days of summer. Thanks for lots of great comments, and I'm sorry sometimes we don't see them all because if you've never done the live, you don't realize that the comments are like in the bottom third of the screen and they're flying by, and once they disappear, they just disappear. Well, you can scroll down and through them, but then I touch my phone and I'm worried I'm going to accidentally turn the whole thing off.
Yes, there's that.
Which has never happened, but there's a first time.
Yet. Well, I'm gonna stick stuff on my. I'm just gonna start sticking stuff on this and get out of my schlump.
Go for it.
Yeah,
go for it. Hey guys, have a great rest of your day. Try Georgia in July. Woo.
Oh,
yeah, fun hanging out, Bonnie.
Yes, Bonnie, we're back.
So we might see you next week. We might see you guys next week. It just we'll chat and figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We can always just blab again for another week and then get back to our guests and do it.
You'll be sick of us.
I don't think so. We always have lots to say. You guys always have lots to say.
Yeah, you guys do. All right. Anyways, have a wonderful rest of the week.
A great Tuesday.
Bye.